Hey there folks, welcome to this video, and here I'm going to be giving a follow-up review to WRC 8. It came out last week. I did a video on it last week as well. You can check that out in the description below. Got 500 views, so if you've come from that one, thank you so much for your support on that one. If you haven't, I'd recommend you watch it first. It's about 6 odd minutes long, but it kind of goes over my opinions. And one of the things is, I knew when I did the review, I knew if I wanted to keep it short, I wasn't going to be able to talk about all the stuff that I wanted to. And here I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I really like about it, but also a couple of bits that I feel like it should have done more of, or should have really fixed. Now this is the problem, like my review comes across really negative, because I essentially say, it's a slight spoiler for that video, I'd recommend it if you didn't own WRC 7, and if you didn't own any rallying games beforehand. And I still stand by that. Though I will have to admit, graphically, it has improved, it's come a long way, and it is spectacular, it is wonderful, and it is a lot of fun to play. I will admit all of that. But the problem is, there's not, for me, significant improvement on WRC 7 to warrant 40 quid. Especially when I go, oh, we spent another year developing the game. Like, graphically, it looks spectacular. But there are a lot of issues which I take personal issue with. Which are the kind of, one of them is because I've actually been going back and doing some stuff with my PS2 emulator. I might do some kind of videos in that sometime. But I was playing WRC Rally Evolved, and WRC Rally Evolved for me personally is one of the first experiences of coming across a car that's retired in the middle of a stage. I remember that was one of the kind of sale points for it, because I remember on the cover there was a car upside down. And WRC, the Kyloton Big Ben ones, haven't figured out how to get it to work in a way that Evolution Studios did 14 years ago, which was when you saw a car off, they were out. I know it's a really, really minor detail, but I remember when I was doing my stream, I was playing Smugs Gronholm. I was doing the, was it Sweet Lamb or Hafren? I can't remember which one they call it. I was doing that one, and I came across OJ in the ditch. I was like, nah, OJ's retired. OJ won the stage. Now in WRC 7, it would usually be a WRC trophy competitor like Al Raja or Gorbons. They were always going to be way off the pace anyway, but you'd still not get a retirement out of them. And I do find that a bit irritating, because it seems like something they could easily fix in the coding. Because a WRC game 15 years nearly ago had it. And of course, like, the stages thing is a particular issue for me, because it's not properly, like, they put in so much detail to making sure all the stages are perfectly replicated. The ones they replicate, the ones they properly replicate, like the super specials, they do a really good job at. I'm not going to fault them for doing that, because they do have a good job at it. The Marmara stage in Turkey is really fun to drive. But don't say you're actually having the official stages when you're only a handful of them are actually official and the rest of them are sort of a copy of the vague outline of the map. I think I talked about this in 2016. If I can find this video, I can link it as well. I was going to do a proper review at the end of 2016-ish, comparing WRC, RSRBR, Dirt Rally and SLRE. I think the bit that I aired in the end was a comparison running through Sweet Lamb and through the Sweet Lamb complex. And what I concluded was the closest thing to the real deal you got was Dirt Rally. Then I believe I said it was RSRBR, and then SLRE. I didn't include WRC because even though it does kind of have the Sweet Lamb Hafren bit, it's not really properly done. I remember thinking Great Orme wasn't particularly great in terms of the signage on the road. But that's the thing, like, the game is fun, the game is enjoyable, and that's why I would recommend it usually. But the problem is that you've got not a significant improvement in the stages. By which I mean you don't have many new stages. Or completely new stages. Most of them are just a kind of upgrade on what was there in the old games. Which is where my recommendation goes down. Because I've owned 5, 6, 7 and 8. And they're all fun. They're all worth playing. But I've already paid full price for 8. I wouldn't want to pay full price for a 9 or a 10. Unless there was a significant overhaul in the stages. And I don't... The thing is, I don't like trash-talking developers. This is the thing I want to make clear. And I should have made it clear at the start of the video, but I'm going to make it clear now. I don't like trash-talking developers because I know game developing is a horrible kind of industry. And the same thing with like Epic Games. That's why I didn't feel much shame about trying to use something like CD keys, because, well, if I use something like CD keys, Big Ben's still going to be making money because they got paid by Epic for the exclusivity deal. But it's not really something I like to do, being critical. And I'm not going to say that, oh, it's because I'm a Dirt fanboy, but Dirt doesn't have the license so they can replicate the stages properly, albeit a lot of them are just repackaged and facelifted from the old game, and I don't like that because it came as paid DLC. But that's something I've talked about a lot with Dirt Rally 2.0, and it's something I'm saving for another video as well. But on a limited budget and with no official rallying licensing, they're able to make almost carbon copies of the stages. So why can't the WRC franchise do that? They make fun stages, they make an enjoyable game. But the way that I've always treated it is, if they want to go simulation, all stages need to be a perfect recreation. Or not necessarily a perfect recreation, but at least somewhat faithful. At least properly do the big areas. At least properly do Collins Crest. Or the Sweet Lamb Complex. Don't just go, oh yeah, it looked vaguely like this. And then repeat it year after year after year. But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. I know it seems like I'm milking it, but honestly I couldn't think of anything else to talk about that I wanted to talk about today, and I'm recording quite late at night. So thank you for watching. I hope you made some sense of this kind of long-winded drivel that's essentially a rehash of a week-old video. And if you've come here from the old video, thank you so much for your support. It's astounding to see that this is my most viewed video since the Rich Energy one. So yeah, bye bye for now.